Well, this journey, I decided upon when I felt as if I was standing upon my dad's shoulders, sitting upon his shoulders. When I was a kid, I used to like to ride on my dad's shoulders. And in my grandparents' house, he had a room down in the basement. And so we would go down the stairs, I would be on his shoulders, and he would always tell me to duck. So I'd hit my head because it was dark going down the steps, our descent. And then he would always tell me to duck. And so that fond memory is where I begin. Later on in my life, after my dad became a Christian, well, now I'm thinking about him becoming a Christian. This is another story there altogether. But I don't even know where I don't even know where I got lost on that one. Oh, he gave me a Bible, and it was the I put a cover on it. It was called the cover said "The Sword of the Spirit," and that's the way my dad thought about the Bible. Thought of it as the sword of the Spirit, and it cuts away the old, makes room for the new, and well, the Bible describes the Word of God as in the books of the Bible. A couple of them, statements that I can remember, describe God. When God speaks to us, it's a sword, and it divides asunder the spirit from the flesh. And the flesh is understood in spiritual, biblical, from the Protestant and Catholic and Jewish orientation. This is where we get everything from, and even preceding those records. The flesh and the spirit are metaphors and symbols to describe the states of our being. We're instructed to live by the Spirit, not by the flesh. And the Spirit always has a higher vibration. It takes on an elevated platform from viewing things. And the Spirit gives us faith in what we can't see. Faith to do the impossible, which women and men throughout history have done. And it's the inner knowing, the consciousness that speaks within us when we least expect it. Sometimes it may come in a dream, or a knowing after a dream, or a decision that in your mental debate you can't you balance them out, and you don't know which way to go. So the answers to such come from Spirit. Ultimately our source, which is God. That's what God is. God is our source. And so what the source comes to us through people. We are God's fingers We are God's hands. And sometimes we always ride upon the platform and the shoulders of the greats, our parents. And I was fortunate that my dad would put me on his shoulders. I had 4 uncles, and they also put me on their shoulders, and I want to show you how. In this poem that I wrote in 1992, after my youngest uncle died from heroin, and he was, just let me say, a very good man. He was a physical therapist and lost his way. I want to read you this poem that I wrote, though, in this book. See, actually, that's me in a previous incarnation of life. And a long time ago. But let me find it here. This is called Carl and Four Men Standing Tall. And I'm drinking a drink here of bananas, blueberries, my grandson Bryce's favorite fruit, applesauce, and strawberries. Carl and 4 men standing tall. Whether 60 or 70 is age today, I don't know, I can't say. There's a lot of things I can't tell. Is he feeling pain, or is he well? He got something going, he started it all. What I can remember, what I can recall. 4 men in my life, 5 who stand tall. To some he's Carl, that was my grandfather. To some he's Dad, he was the only father Mike, John, Jane, and Buzz ever had. I don't know why you're like you are, but I think I remember Buzzy's first car. Where the 3 others live today, I can't say, or how they came to be who they are today. I got a story about 6 pages long. I want it written in this song. I want it sung, and I want it heard. There's something important here, something to be told. And this is me. And that was my grandfather and my uncles. I got a story about 6 pages long, and I want it written in this song. I want it sung and I want it heard. There's something important here, something to be told. He was a boy, just a lad. Sometimes it was kind of like he didn't really have a dad. My mind's a wandering, and where do I go but to 2 little towns, Loomis and Peshtigo. I was in Grandpa's house. My uncle came in. He had fought a lion. It tore his skin. I knew it was true. I saw the patch on his face. In Africa, that's where the fight took place. Was it true? I won't say. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you can't take that adventure from me. It's part of me now. Don't you see? You can't take it away. It's in my heart. It's there to stay. It all happened inside on a sunlit day. The sun shone in as my uncle spoke. He was laughing, somewhere a joke. We didn't catch it all, but he drew us in. He told his story better than Grimm. This was no mere fairy tale. It was real for me. Don't tell me that Jonah is true if what my uncle said can't be true. That's my uncle. His name is John. In my memory, he'll live on. Related to me, though not by blood, deeper than water, thicker than mud. This little story, it's just one. I could tell more, I could go on. Got another uncle, his name is Gene. Coolest guy I've ever seen. I was so proud I remember the day when my grandma gave his jacket away. This picture of dice I wore on my back, a heritage, protection against any attack. That was his gang, my grandma said indeed. The dice on white gave us the lead. So we started, my friends, my brother and I, to resurrect the spirit from the die. We took our chances. We threw cubes. We set down law. We set down rule. We sailed down currents in inner tubes. We stuck together like a clan. In tough times, we devised a plan. We protected each other like friends and family should. We gave each other names, like Gene was Gino, so I was Hood. I gotta go on because there's more to say. I saw where Gino worked and I saw how Gino played. He worked around steel, even had some under his skin. He wore a hard hat, but his heart was soft within. Gene listened to Elvis and sang like him too. His backbone was sturdy, his character true. He'd build a shelf and when he was through, he'd drink a bucket of beer and give you one too. I got another uncle, his name is Mike. Mike was a legend in his own right. Far away, out of sight, the story began in the loss of night. I learned what a man can do. Mike started with trouble, but he came out, he came through. Working all day, studying all night, until he hit broad daylight. Life was hard, so Mike pressed on. Duped by no one, took by no con. Mike went out, Mike went on. My last uncle is gone. I'm grieved to tell. Dave was his name. He knew me so well. I don't know why he was like he was. I don't recall how he got his name Buzz. I just remember I was standing there when the phone call came. I didn't have a prayer. And neither did Buzz. He was gone. Just like a pawn in a stupid game. Then I felt the shame of the time we fought. He better know that I loved him and his life wasn't for naught. Won't death do that? Don't it make you sad? Especially when you're missing your very own dad. And you're sorry for the chances you never had. Lost opportunities. Making you mad. And when your son is gone and you can't pray, and there ain't no hope for a better day, what do? And what do you need? You cover the wound and you think it won't bleed. You cover your tears, you rid your pain. Through some silly act, you're trying to train yourself to be something that you're not. So you ask mankind, am I a fool? When it's hot, do I want it cool? Ever? When it's cool, do I want it hot? Ever wanting what is not? You're playing a game that just ain't fair. You're mad as hell and full of despair, because you can't even see something like air. It ain't the same, and you're looking to find a dream to come true for the satisfaction of your mind. But it can't be what you can't see, or can it? It's just my opinion. I think maybe it can, but you won't find it in the words from this pen. And you won't find it either when you're trying to see air. You just gotta breathe it to know that it's there. Here's a secret I do tell about the air that I breathe like a piped-in well. You got something going. You started it all. What I can remember. What I can recall. 4 men in my life. 5 who stand tall. Yeah. That's it. So, you know, the point is, we can see life from a different perspective when we're on top of our Papa's shoulders. And we can see things from a different perspective when we stand on the great individuals that have gone before us. And we all have great women and great men whose shoulders we stand upon. So, you know, I thank God for the privilege of being alive. And being able to know this. And so, you know, keep the sword of the Spirit with you. Keep faith and practice with you. Understand all the theories, master all the techniques. But when you're talking to a person, be a person. And be a person of truth. And carry the Spirit with you. Carry the view with you that you get when you're riding high, when you're on top of your dad's shoulders or your mom's shoulders. My mom reminded me when I was in the 3rd grade that Abraham Lincoln said that all that I am I owe to my mother. So, anyway, rest in peace. All right, that's it.